are those 14-3 Padres. They have lost 8 of 11, come fully back to earth. They're swept at home by Tampa, and the Rays have won 5 straight to get back to 500. All right, John and Jim with you on the wrap-up show. Padres scored 3 runs in a 3-game series at home against Tampa. They lose today 4-2. We're here to react to it all. John and Jim with you on the wrap-up show. Make your way in, subscribe, year-round content for you. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We appreciate your super chats. We'll get to all of your super chats here tonight if you want to support our work, if you want to control the direction of the conversation. I see no mama just contributed with the super. If you want to do the same, we appreciate you. We'll get to every super chat on screen here tonight, so thank you for your support of the channel. If you want to become a member, you can click the join button down below. 5 hits today, again, for the Padres, who are just completely listless. On offense, there's a reason, I think. I think there's a pretty easy reason to justify this, and they absolutely need to get healthy. Maybe that starts Tuesday, Jim, against the Giants with the potential return of Luis Ariz. But the Padres offense has been so quiet without now Merrill, Ariz, Cronenworth, and the losing streak is up to 4 consecutive games.
Was it 6 runs in 3 games here? Got shut out on Friday night. They've lost 8 of 11. I know we joked. What was it?
6 runs.
6
runs.
Would
you say 6 runs in what games?
I said 6 runs total in the series.
No. 3.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking. My bad. Rays scored 4 today. 3 runs. Sorry, my bad. 3 runs in the series. 3 runs in their last 4 games. 5 runs in their last 5 games combined.
Now you're talking, yeah.
And then
that's right.
8 of 11. They have dropped all the way down to 3rd place in the National League West. Retweet if your team's in 3rd place in the National League West.
What's up, Ben?
They stink right now. They are the complete polar opposite of what they were when they started the season 14-3. And yes, a lot of it has to do with injuries, obviously, because having Tirso Ornelas and Oscar Gonzalez and Tyler Wade's done fine for them, so I'm not going to bash on them too much, but you'll get my point. You get these guys every day at bats instead of Jake, Luis Ariz, and Jackson Merrill, you're not going to be that great of a baseball team. And you're going to have some crazy roller coaster stretches, especially if your stars are not contributing. Manny Machado is ice cold right now. Xander Bogaerts, we've talked about Xander at nauseam. He does nothing for the team. The only person offensively that has done anything for this team is Fernando Tatis Jr. And frankly, it should have been worse today if not for Fernando's heroics there.
Well, yeah.
Late in the game.
Yeah, I would say this to your point, which is there was probably an inevitability to this. That like you can't survive this. Like they've had 23 hits in these 5 games. 23 in 5 games. They've averaged, what is that? They've averaged not even 5 hits a game in their last 5 games. To your point, 5 runs in 5 games. It doesn't get easier coming up against the Giants, by the way, for this 2-game series. But I'm not overly concerned about the here and now. I am overly concerned about them getting back to being a full, healthy team. Like, this was never going to work, Jim. Oscar Gonzalez, Tirso Ornelas, Jose Iglesias, Tyler Wade, Martin Maldonado. I mean, give me a break. Like, we like Jose Iglesias, but he doesn't have any power. I mean, this whole team lacks power. If Manny Machado's hit 2 home runs and Xander's hit 0, you have 1 power bat in your lineup. It's Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, again, I can explain it away. They have injuries like to Jackson Merrill, but you can't have 1 power bat in your lineup and play at Petco and expect to score runs. And I don't know if you want to credit Tampa's pitching, which I think was pretty good, but Zach Littell came in 0-5 in 5 starts and ERA, over 6, and gets the win here today. So this offense has to get healthier because this won't work. I don't care what they do. This won't work unless they get healthier because this lineup is not good enough to win consistently in the major leagues.
No, it's not. This is an awful lineup as it's constructed. Do you remember in spring training? It might have been early on.
Okay.
Or it could have been, I forget exactly when, but remember when Schilt was gushing about the depth of this team and how hard it was to figure out who to be on the 26-man roster?
Kind of, yeah.
Like, dude, you are so top heavy. It's not even funny, my guy. If your stars, if your everyday players go down, this is what you're going to get. Like the others have.
I don't fully agree because it's so many injuries.
What's what I just said. If the top stars go down, this is
Top
what you're going to
stars,
get.
but there's like 3. I mean, 3 is a
Yeah.
huge number of position players at one time.
I know. That's what I mean. If your stars go down, like
Yeah, but,
stars as in plural,
like all of them.
well, that's not all of them. You still got Manny and Bogarts and Tatis in this lineup.
3 of 6.
Right. And I mean, if you want to put Jake in that category, okay. He's kind of like he's not getting paid like a superstar, but
Fair. I wouldn't put Bogarts in that category.
but he's getting paid like one.
But I'm talking production. I think Jake is going to give you or has given you more production than Xander.
He has. But when you have stars out of this lineup and, multiple, this is what you're going to get. This team is not constructed to withstand injuries. They're just not, because the guys behind them are awful. And they'll have some moments. They'll be fun. I mean, they'll have some moments here and there, but if you're giving these guys every day at bats, more often than not, you're going to get clunkers.
But is there an example of a Padres team in the last 6 years that would be better off than the 2025 Padres if they had injuries to 3 of their top 6 offensive players?
I don't know. I have to go look.
You know what I mean? Like, who have you ever thought about? Like, man, that AAA depth is really coming through right now for the Padres. Have you ever said that?
Last year's team dealt with a bunch of injuries and still managed to overcome.
But it was a lot of one at a time, like Tatis. And from a team perspective, they won.
And Bogarts. I know, I get it.
It was a lot of one at a time. I mean, I don't recall 3 like this really at any point over the last 6 years, unless I'm missing something.
It would be more concerning if all their players were healthy and they were doing this, because it's like, definitely. What's going on here? But
yeah, definitely.
The guys that are behind them stink, and they're not going to be able to, withstand in weather storms for a long period of time with the guys they have behind the players that are injured. And the guys that are in this lineup every single day aren't everyday players. They're just not. And they're just going to go through stretches like this unless you have your star players that are still healthy performing. It's a double whammy when Manny and Bogarts are stinking up the joint right now. And you got guys like Tirso Ornelas who can never get a hit, and Tyler Wade, and he's actually been fine. Jose Iglesias, like you said, with no pop. Martin Maldonado, Connor Joe, Gavin Sheets has come down to earth here. Elias Diaz, like you just aren't going to do anything, especially when Manny and Bogarts are playing as bad as they're playing right now.
But here's what I would say. They are going to get healthy, hopefully. I mean, that's what I would say. The season is so damn long that they're 17-11. This can completely be weathered. On Tuesday, we might look up and Luis Ariz is in their lineup. On Friday, we may look up and Jackson Merrill is in their lineup. And in the middle of May, maybe we look up and Jake Cronenworth is in their lineup. Again, this isn't July. This isn't Tommy John. This isn't broken leg. They can all be overcome. Like, that's what I would say. Like, as bad as this is, 5 runs in 5 games, 1-4 over those 5 games, 3-8 in their last 11, 4-game losing streak. As bad as that is, when you take the wider purview, they're 17-11. They're fine. They're not 11-17, and they're going to get healthier sooner rather than later, hopefully. And I believe, and I think you feel the same way, if you add Luis Ariz and Jackson Merrill to their lineup, you might add both to the lineup by Friday, which is 2 games away. You might add one within 0 games. I believe they'll be a better team.
What I take away from this stretch is when these guys get back, you better be relatively healthy for the remainder of the year. Like you can't, like, this team is not a team with the guys behind them. The guys aren't going to, like, carry. I'm sorry, you're just not. So that's where the worry comes in the most about this. Not that they're playing this bad, because like you said, they can 17-11. They can weather it. It's not a 20-game losing streak, right? But
no,
they're getting these guys back. They can weather that. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about potential. I'm worried about can this team stay relatively healthy? Because if they can't stay relatively healthy and they're going to continue to get injury after injury after injury and just, always be having the next man up try to do something, they're going to be in trouble.
No, it's fair. I mean, and I would say I wouldn't count out the possibility of the creativity of AJ Preller if necessary, even if it's early. And I'm not saying today, but I wouldn't count out the possibility of adding some type of depth, making some type of signing that could, I don't know, have some type of benefit. And again, the reason I wouldn't be going there right now either if I was AJ Preller is Jackson Merrill's freaking running around. So, like, you're days away, unless I'm wrong. I mean, he's days away. Okay.
Better be days
And
away.
Luis Ariz is a day away. And Jake Cronenworth, unless we're being misled, and they're suitable in middle infield, truthfully, isn't going to be months away. So that's just now you're right. They have to stay healthy. I completely agree with that. Can they afford to have Manny Machado or Fernando Tatis Jr. miss any time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So cross your fingers is what I would say there.
Yeah, that's where you're like every single game you're just, knocking on wood. Like, please don't get injured here. Because if guys like Manny go down and Tatis go down at any point in the season, you're fucked. Like, it's just.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. I mean, their depth absolutely will be tested and has been tested right now. I'm just kind of grateful. Listen, if you told me right now, Jim, that Merrill was out with some fractured leg, I'd be like, they got problems. Mm-hmm. If you told me that freaking Luis Ariz was out with a fractured leg, I'd say they have problems. But they're not. And you're 28 games into the year, which is 1/6 of a season. And I'm expecting both to be back this week. And if I'm wrong, well, then, I mean, the Merrill thing's concerning, definitely, that hamstring, but I expect both back this week. No Mama, thank you. He says it's time for some trades. Like, that goes to my point. I don't think it is. Because I'm not trading to I'm not trading to backfill minor injuries. I'm trading if I have complete, wide open, gaping holes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they have gaping holes if they have Jackson Merrill, Luis Ariz, and Jake Cronenworth in this lineup.
Yeah, I agree. You know what this reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of, like, in a basketball game. Like, like, oh, the minutes when, like, Steph's off the court and when Steph's on the court.
How they get outscored or whatever.
Right. So, like, Steph's off the court for like 7 minutes. They get outscored by like 15 points.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's on the court and they outscore them by 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I feel like you can translate that into this where it's like Steph's not missing the game, but he's missing a little part of the game to rest. And I know it's different, injuries or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's off the court. And when he's off the court, the team looks like shit. So when you have all these injuries, the team looks like shit. Now, the difference is, like, Manny's still healthy. Bogarts is still healthy.
Yeah, but we can't sell these. How can we play the Bogarts is still healthy game?
I mean, look, he's. Are we going to just relegate to having expectations of Xander Bogaerts to, like, Tyler Wade-esque?
I mean, I'm comfortable with it.
I'm not.
We spent the Friday night show saying, can he be cut with $203 million on his contract at the end of the year?
Right. But in the meantime, while he's still here, there's an expectation somewhere in that freaking organization that Xander needs to produce.
Right.
It's not like they're just saying, like, we're going to cut this guy. This guy stinks.
Well, he's not getting cut. He's not getting cut. That's the extreme of it. But he also isn't going to be Xander Bogaerts of Boston. So there's somewhere in between, from the player that would be waived by a major league team to an all-star caliber Xander Bogaerts 33 home run season in 2019 or whatever it was. There's a middle ground, and the middle ground is an average player.
I mean, he's hitting cleanup
because of what they're dealing with.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if they viewed Xander Bogaerts like they view like Jose Iglesias, then he's not in the lineup and he's hitting 9th or whatever. But they don't. Like, he's still hitting cleanup. So they have some expectation for him.
Yes and no. But I mean, where are you going to bat Xander Bogaerts with Luis Ariz, Jake Cronenworth, and Jackson Merrill out? I mean, I advocate to bat him 8th.
That's my point. If you bat him 8th, even with all these guys out, then that's ridiculous. I mean, okay, you're batting a Guy's making $26 million a year when everyone else is injured, 8th.
Yeah, but now you're going to the point that I've made continually. I mean, so you play someone because he makes money? Like, or you back someone in order because of what they make? That's a double disservice to your team. Well, he's batting cleanup. He makes $26 million.
Well, we
Yeah,
know
but
he's we know he's not going to bat cleanup when everyone's back.
No, well, of course not.
But when everyone's out, yeah, Xander's hitting cleanup.
Yeah, which is bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's bad for everyone.
It's not good.
It's very, very bad. I mean, another series goes by where he doesn't drive in a run, let alone hit a home run. Again, circle the date on your calendar. You think Xander Bogaerts is hitting a home run? Circle it, because who the hell knows when that date's going to come? Yeah, exactly. Circle the date on any calendar. Taco Bell, call 911. Thank you, man, for the membership and the super chat. Guys, over here, subscribe here on Content for Padres fans, and thank you for the supers. Click the $ below the chat box. Like Taco Bell, call 911, who says, this is why our hot start mattered. This is going to happen with injuries. Not this bad we hoped for, but thank God for that hot start. That's my general point right now, Jim. I'm not yet they've lost 4 straight. They were swept at home by Tampa. Sky's falling. Again, it's nowhere near what they were. I just look at 17-11 and say they're 17-11. No matter how you got there, you're 17-11. They're 17-11. So I'll take that. It's good enough. It's not as good as it was, but it's good enough. And yeah, I think the injuries are a big part of it.
I agree with you, but I'll also say this: the last week has been pathetic.
It's been a bad week. Yeah.
I mean, it's been pathetic this last week. So the others that are, next man up have all stunk up the joint. Like every single one of them. They're all just, besides Tatis, have played like dog shit this week in that lineup. But thank God for that hot start. You're absolutely right. We've said it, like that hot start has given them, and it gave them wiggle room to withstand this and withstand this type of blow. As far as, getting swept here, losing 8 of 11, it's not ideal at all because, I was saying, hey, if you can go 4-4 in the next 8 games until you get your, reinforcements back, that's great. That's going to be tough to do here. Giants are coming in red hot. Just had the most insane walk-off that you'll ever see in baseball history today against the Texas Rangers. And they're in first place in the division. And then you go on a really long road trip through Pittsburgh, New York, and I believe Colorado.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. So look, I hope these guys get back healthy and soon, because the weathering of the storm, they haven't really done much weathering. it's been a lot of not weathering the storm here.
Well, yes and no, but if you take the long view, when Merrill went out, they were 8-2, correct?
Correct.
What's the record right
now? 17-11.
They're 9-9.
Okay, and then when Arise went out on Sunday,
they won that game Sunday,
2-4.
Yeah, 2-4. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I swept here, lost 1 in Detroit. They still won that series, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they lost that series 2 games to 1.
So sorry, 2-5.
2-5, yeah, 2-5 without a rise. I mean, yeah, I don't know what it speaks to. I mean, it's just too many dominoes, dude. Like you knock a couple dominoes over, they're all going to fall down, and I feel like they are experiencing that to some extent. They're better. Any team should have more than 23 hits in 5 games. I don't care who's on your team. So they're just not playing well.
I mean, Mike Schultz said it, and he's like, we're not going to make excuses. Okay, no excuse then. Like, get it done.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I mean, you could say that, but no excuse. I mean, okay, right. And if Tatis goes out, no excuse. And if Michael King goes out, no excuse. I mean, come on. You got to be reasonable.
Well, then it's like, then you're just done.
But I mean, that's what they're dealing with. I mean, luckily there's short-term injuries, but I mean, they're dealing with significant injuries.
You tell me Manny Machado can't get hot and have 2 home runs in a game and 4 RBI?
Did you watch 2019? Is this 2019? Tell me the better lineup, 2019 or this?
But you tell me Manny can't, put a team on his back for a couple of games?
He can, but he can also suck.
Yeah, and he's sucked.
I've seen his Aprils where he has been completely irrelevant, and he's actually been better than that. Someone just mentioned in the chat, pull up his Baseball Savant page. It's good. It's freaking good.
You got a home run Rob the other day. You got a home run Rob the other day.
Good. So I trusted Manny getting there. But I'm with you. Would you like to see more in the short term from Manny? Yeah, of course.
He's
I'd
4
like
for
to
his
see
last.
more from everyone. I want to see more from Toddy in the short term. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but he had that big at bat last night. Trying to just do a lot with 2 on, maybe in a 2-run game or 1-run game where he struck out, swung through a couple of sliders away. That is something he has not done this year. So yeah, they all failed to come up in big spots. Xander Bogaerts last night, again, failing to come through with men in scoring position, popping out. At one point, his hit today's an infield hit. They all have come short of the last 4 or 5 days.
Right. So like when those guys, like you just said, they've come up short. Manny's 11 for his last 53. He's been awful. Xander Bogaerts, his last RBI was like
the Reagan administration.
The Reagan administration, the Obama administration. Like it's been that long since Xander's driven in a run. Tatis kind of cooled off a little bit here.
Yeah.
He's still, I mean, he's the best hitter on the team.
It's been a few days.
Last home run was in Houston. And it was
what game?
April
Saturday,
20th.
Sunday? I forget.
It was April 20th, so it was the Sunday.
Okay. So it's only been 6 games.
He carried the team that day. He was incredible. But I mean, you're saying like, okay, this guy hasn't done anything, and this guy has an opportunity to come through, and he hasn't come through. Like that's my point. Is they have these guys, and they're in situations to be able to come through, and they're not doing it. So with that, they have the guys still, and the guys that they have aren't getting it done, and it's then falling on the shoulders of the others, and the others are just dog shit. So they're not going to be able to get it done. So am I going to sit here and be like, the reason why they got swept in this series is because freaking Tirso Ornelas, or is the reason why they got swept in this series is because once again, if I look at Manny here, what did he do in this series? He did nothing. He had 2 hits in the series. Xander did nothing in the series. He had a couple of hits, but nothing.
The reason they got swept in the series is because they're not healthy. And in any series, any team can be swept. So make no mistake, Manny's not going to carry them every series, nor will Toddy.
But have they won series?
Complement of players.
Have they won series when they've been injured with Manny Machado out there fully healthy?
Well, of course, but have they been swept in series before with Manny Machado fully healthy?
Probably.
Yeah. With Juan Soto?
With the full healthy roster.
And Xander?
So how can you blame it on the injuries when they've been swept before with a healthy team?
The margin gets so much thinner, and you can never go so narrow to 3 or 4 games and make any broad statements, because we're saying the same thing. You can go 4-0 and think you're the freaking 27 Yankees. You can go 0-4 with the exact same lineup, right? I mean, the Padres are going to have a 4-game losing streak. They just went through one, and they're going to have a 4-game winning streak.
They have Manny on the team, and they have Bogaerts on the team, and they have Tatis on the team fully healthy, and they're in this lineup. So with that, there's no excuse there in my mind.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, I disagree a lot, because if this is what they're going to go through for the rest of the year, of course there's excuses, because they'd be without 2 massive pieces in Jackson Merrill and Luis Arraez. You can't come up with a club if you're AJ Preller and play without your hit leader and play without your freaking superstar and pretend like you're going to be the same club.
Well, every team deals with injuries, John. Every team's going to have
some
injuries.
teams don't deal with them very well, Jim.
And the Padres are not dealing with them well. Then they're awful right now dealing with these injuries.
Fair, but again, with the long view, I mean, another team dealing with injuries right now would be the LA Dodgers, who have a near identical record overall.
But do the Dodgers have a healthy Shohei Ohtani?
They do.
Do they have a healthy Mookie Betts?
They do.
They have a healthy Freddie Freeman?
They do.
Okay.
Are you trying to comp the Dodgers?
I'm just saying.
That's a bad comp.
I'm not comping. I'm just saying, are we making excuses?
One comp you can't make.
But you're making excuses
when
their main guys are still healthy.
Their main guys aren't healthy, Jim. Some of their main guys are healthy.
I literally just named them.
Darvish, Jackson Merrill, and Luis Arraez aren't main guys.
Is Manny Machado a better baseball player than Jackson?
You can't do that. No. They had Manny Machado.
Is Manny Machado a better baseball player than Luis Arraez?
Is Mike Trout a future Hall of Famer? Is Mike Trout a future Hall of Famer? Is Shohei Ohtani a future Hall of Famer?
Yes.
And did they win every game they played when they were in the lineup together?
No, but is Shohei Ohtani, is he slumping right now or not?
What's changed with Ohtani over the last 2 years?
Okay, so you're hold on, pause.
Yeah, exactly. The
Because
pieces around him.
okay, no.
Yeah.
No. Manny Machado has not performed, and he is slumping.
He
Right?
has performed by his standards in April, and he is slumping. But this is better than Manny was probably doing a year ago today. Agree or disagree?
Wait, say that again.
This is better than Manny was doing a year ago today. Agree or disagree? We could look it up.
It's probably the same at this point in time.
I
With
no,
the
he had a
stretches,
760 OPS. I don't think so. He was freaking struggling, dude.
11 for his last 52. John, it's more than just like a 3-game
But
series.
I'm just saying, if you to start the year, does he have a 760 OPS or not?
He doesn't, but also
No, he does.
no, he does have 760 OPS right now.
Correct. You just said
Okay.
doesn't.
Okay, well then, what? 11 for 53 in his last 15 games, John.
Dude, I get it, but you're telling me that other baseball stars have gone 11 for 53 over 15 games. What are you going to do?
Why are you making so many excuses?
I'm not making excuses, dude. The excuses, they're injuries. They've lost 4 straight. They're 17-11. Why are you holding them to some absurd standard? The standard coming into the year was 80-something wins. Now they're without half their pieces, and they have to win every game?
Did I say I have to win every game?
Dude, you know I'm right with this. The Dodger argument is such a bad argument to make because you know it. Why would you compare the depth of the
But you
Dodgers
literally just said,
the
the Dodgers are dealing with
the
injuries.
whole offseason saying the Dodgers can't be compared to the Padres.
But you said, the Dodgers are dealing with injuries, and I said, no, they're not. Not that injuries.
They are dealing with injuries, absolutely, and they're built to weather them maybe, and they have the same record as the Padres.
Okay, well, I look at it differently than you.
Yeah, apparently you do. I mean, I guess it depends on what your expectations are. If you think they're going to win 100
I'm not
games,
saying they should win 150 games, but I'm saying like what they did the last week here, 8 of the last 11 games, what they've lost has been fucking pathetic. And the main guys on this team are not producing. And guess what? They're paid to produce. Xander sucked and Manny sucked. And if you
I've
think
said
this team
Xander sucks as much as anyone, Jim.
And if you think this team can't win because they don't
They
have
can't win at
Jackson
the
Merrill,
same clip.
Okay, well, they're clearly not winning the same clip because they've lost 8 of 11.
No shit. Because they're not the same team without these players.
So we're just Manny, right? It's fine. Manny, even though he's slumping, that's fine.
I'm not saying that
they
at all.
didn't win these games because
I didn't say that. That's you. I'm not saying that at all.
But you're making excuses for Manny.
No,
Stop
I'm
making
not,
excuses
I'm not
for
making
Manny.
excuses for Manny. What the fuck are you talking about?
You're like, well, they don't have their players. It's like, what are you talking about?
Dude, are you serious?
That's an excuse.
You're thinking Manny is the reason they're going to freaking go? Did you think Ohtani was the reason the Angels are going to go?
You don't think that if Manny was hot,
You thought Ohtani and Trout would make the Angels go?
Do you think if Manny was hot during the last week, instead of hitting 208, if he was hitting 408,
they would have another win.
One more win?
You think they'd have multiple wins if Manny was hot? Oh, Manny's he's multiple WAR per week. He must be the greatest player in the history of the sport, Jim.
So when Manny's had opportunities this week, he has not come through, correct?
Dude, you can't do that. You're going to put the whole freaking, so it's because Manny didn't come through, they're riding a 3-8 stretch. I mean, okay, so they'd be 4-7 if Manny was playing better. You can't put it all in one player.
We've done it before.
We have done it before, but you can't do that. I mean, listen, I'll rip into Xander as much as anyone because I think it's completely reasonable. And Manny absolutely has struggled, but I don't think he's the reason why they're 3-8 solely in their last 11 games.
Well, he's a big reason why they're 3-8 in their last 11 games.
He's a reason why. Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of, and you know what else is a reason? Merrill and Arise.
Okay, but
yeah,
do you think the guys that are here, we're just going to give them write-offs because they're without 3 of their guys in their lineup?
No, if they lose, if 3-8 turns into 6-26, it's a completely different conversation. 3-8 is not enough to go completely off the deep end on heavy is the head that wears the crown. Manny's got to carry them. If he played better, they'd be 8-3.
I'm not going off the deep end, but I'm just trying to say, like, to write this off is like, it's whatever. I mean, I'm not writing it off as whatever because they still have Manny. If Manny was hitting 500 the last week and they went 3-8, then I would agree with you. But guess what? Manny's hit 200 in the last week.
Is it realistic to ask Manny to hit 500 over the last 11 games? You have to ask yourself.
Is it realistic to ask Manny to produce?
Though that's not 500, Jim.
Is it realistic to ask Manny to do better than 167 in his last 7 games?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. And if
There
he
you
was hitting
go.
300 over the last 11 games, they'd have another win. I
Or
agree.
2, probably. Instead of
That's very
and
arguable.
maybe they don't get swept this series.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to forecast, isn't it?
Well, we can't forecast it because it didn't happen.
All right, let's get to some of these supers. I mean, again, HBBBV, thank you. He says packaged X and the IB peer for Woods and Abrams. You mean Wood? No.
That's never.
You ain't trading Xander for shit. You ain't trading Xander for shit. Okay. He's here for good. And that's on AJ Preller. That's a whole nother conversation. Richard says, thank you, Richard. This is the weakness of the 40-man roster. 1 or 2 on the IL you can handle, but not this. I'm with you, Jim. Still have weapons and a great bullpen. They don't have 1 or 2. They have how many of their 40-mans on the IL? 9? They put Gillespie on, right?
Guys that matter, there's 3. Well, 4.
No, there's 4.
I know, I said 4.
Yeah, I know. I heard you say 3, and I said there's 4. So, I mean, no, they have injuries. I mean, you can pretend like they don't have injuries, and you can pretend like Manny is the sole reason why they're on a 4-game lose. They're going to have another 4-game losing streak when they're healthy, I think.
Yeah, probably. And then you'll probably rip them. But at this moment in time, if Manny Machado and Xander Bogaerts are on this roster, along with Fernando Tatis Jr., and they're healthy and they're in the lineup, and they're given opportunities to come through, and they're not coming through, that's
fair. But is it also not fair to say that last year they had 4 5-game losing streaks and won 93 games and have the second most wins in the history of the franchise? So is it maybe an overreaction when they've lost 4 straight without 3 of the players in the lineup?
I'm not sitting here trying to overreact.
It's an overreaction.
I'm telling you that
it's not an excuse. It's just an overreaction.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Sky's falling.
Fuck. I mean, that's what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if Manny Machado didn't go hit 167 this week, they'd have a couple more wins, probably.
A couple more wins is a very strong statement to make about any one player.
So that's fine. 4-game lose, it's fine. Getting swept is fine.
Because they were fine. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But the way you're talking is like,
I'm saying no players were two wins a week, and you know it. I mean, and if you don't, that's surprising.
We didn't know
how baseball works.
No, because Manny Machado had an awful week. So did Xander Bogaerts.
Xander Bogaerts has had an awful career here.
Correct, and it's every week. So this week is another week where he's had an awful week,
and he's had awful weeks where they've gone 6-1. Is my point.
Right, because they win in spite of him, and it'd be nice if one time they won because of him.
No shit. I rip Xander as much as you do, but I mean, I can't make Xander better. I mean, I can't, like, just because guys are out, that doesn't mean Xander gets better. That's not how the sport works, right?
Right. But also Xander is paid to produce, and to sit here and be like, it's fine.
I've never said that once about Xander. I've been as critical of Xander as anyone. I haven't been defending Xander one time for 1 second all night long. I'm telling you, he's just not a piece I would count on.
They obviously can't count on him.
No shit. All right, let's thank some of our sponsors. Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, our title sponsor. If you support this channel, please support Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. Click the link in the description down below. If you have an insurance need, get in contact with Mark. Auto, home, renters, life, earthquake. I've got 3 insurance policies through Mark. You can as well. If you ever need them, he's going to save you time and money. Simple as that. I had to file a claim in 2022. He saved us tons of money, tons of time. He's a great insurance agent, native San Diegan, lifelong Padres fan. If you support this channel, please support Mark Nimitz. Give him a call. He'll give you a free quote. He'll talk to you about the Padres. Click the link in the description down below. He'll give you free quotes as well. Support this channel. Support our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
All his information is on that ticker below, mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
What's your overall point? So Manny has been bad for 15 games, and if he was good, they wouldn't be in this situation, right? No, so it's on Manny with Merrill out and Arise out and Cronenworth to go do the extra work to put them over the top.
My overall point is, yes, they have a bunch of injuries, but if we're going to sit here and excuse all of these losses on injuries because their lineup looks like shit. That to me, I can't go with that because they still have Manny in there and they still have Tatis and they still have Xander. And because of that, they have pieces to win baseball games. I'm not saying to win baseball games at the clip that they were winning in the earlier part of the season of 14-3, but they still have guys in that lineup that are expected to produce, and they're put in position to produce. Xander's hitting cleanup. If you're hitting cleanup in a baseball lineup, guess what? You're expected to drive in runs. If you're hitting third in a baseball lineup, guess what? You're expected to drive in runs. They're not doing that. And yes, everybody else in our lineup has sucked, but at the end of the day, guess who it falls on? It falls on the guys that are hitting third in the lineup and fourth in the lineup, and Tatis is hitting in the leadoff spot. And I'm not saying that the injuries aren't a factor. Absolutely, they are a factor. But when Manny's not doing anything and Xander's not doing anything, and to be like, they have a bunch of injuries, it's okay. Like, no,
It's not okay. I mean, they're 9-9 since Merrill went out. That's just probably what was going to happen when you lose a player that's a big piece of your lineup. Like, that's not awful baseball.
but also Manny's a better player than Jackson Merrill. Would you agree?
But he's one player.
Okay, but is he a better player than Jackson Merrill? So this team,
I've heard people argue
without
that
Jackson Merrill.
he's one player.
So this team crumbles without Jackson Merrill.
But do you not hear me? He's one player. There's other teams with good players.
Manny's not the only player on this team.
But I mean, that's who you're putting it on, is what I'm saying.
I'm putting it on, I just said, Manny and Bogarts and Tatis, and you have those three guys in the lineup.
You can't put. I get it, but I don't think we can put it on Tatis when they're running a 4-game losing streak and he hasn't been as good as the first 20-something games, right?
I'm just saying you have those three guys in the lineup, and to excuse,
I'm not excusing it, dude.
what they're doing, it's
Yeah, except I'm not excusing it. I mean, you like to say that, but I'm not excusing it. Like,
okay.
what's the excuse? I don't know. I don't get the point. So you want me to say the same thing? Manny, you got to come through, because if you came through in that spot today, they win this game. And that's, I don't know how
What you're
I'm
saying is this
them.
team right now looks like the LA Angels with Ohtani on it, right?
That's what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm making the point that there have been some freaking brilliant players on awful teams. And I don't think this is an awful team. I just think they're going through it.
Right. And you mentioned Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. So you're saying that this team right now looks like the Angels team with Ohtani and Trout.
Oh, 100%. Their depth is, because they don't have three of 8 or 9 position players.
Okay, well, this team is infinitely better as a constructor right now than any of those Angels teams.
Well, yeah, because the pitching, I agree.
Right, and the bullpen.
Yeah, well, the pitching is the bullpen.
Well, the starting pitching and the bullpen, yes.
All the pitching.
Everybody that throws the baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're a better team than that Angels team, right?
They will absolutely prove to be, yes.
Okay, so if they're looking like this, then are we supposed to just excuse it?
No, we're not supposed to excuse it.
Okay.
We're not supposed to excuse. I mean, Jim, what are you going to do next time they get swept in a series? I mean, it's not excusing it. It's just, it's a long year. I don't know what to say. I mean, they're 17-11.
I know. And I'm not trying to come. I wasn't trying to say that the season is fucking over. I was just saying this was an awful series. Manny hasn't done shit. Xander hasn't done shit. And they need to be better. And
no doubt.
You were like, well, yeah, no wonder they lost this series. They have nobody in their lineup. And it's like, I'm like, yes, they do have. Like, okay, it's a factor, but guess what? Yeah. They do have people in this lineup, and those people in the lineup need to do better.
I'm just saying, when you say Mike Schultz says winners find solutions, no excuses, when you start taking something like that literally, is that reasonable?
Do they take it literally?
I don't know if they do or not. Mike Schultz is an interesting guy. I don't know. I have
no idea. Like,
do I think Mike Schultz, when he puts his head on the pillow, thinks this team is capable of winning at the same clip as his team when healthy? I don't.
Nobody thought that.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the excuse.
They're not saying we're going to get swept this series because we don't have Cronenworth or Rise and Jackson Merrill.
No, not to get swept. But then again, did anyone say they're going to go 12-1 out of the chute at home because they have them? I'm just saying some of it is explainable over away over 162 games. You might have a 14-3 stretch over 162. That doesn't mean you're a 14-3 team. And you might lose 4 straight and look like shit for 4 days. That doesn't mean you're a shit team. That's what I'm saying.
I never said they were a shit team. I said they're playing like shit.
JD's third thank you. He says, heavy is the head that wears the crown, guys. Listen, I agree. I mean, I'll be critical of Manny over the course of the year. I promise you that. I promise you I will. I don't think today is necessarily the day to go all in on Manny. I just don't. Okay, so he struggled over the last 2 weeks. They're all going to go through it, including the Merrills and the Arises to start the year. I'm sure Tatis, I don't want to see him go 11 for 50 something. He might do it. But that to me it's not the end all be all. It's not everything. Manny over 162 is going to slump. We've seen it, have we not? And he's slumping. I don't know what to say about it. I don't think he's going to go 11 for 53 for the year. And I think we'll have hot stretches in there. And I think he'll help carry this team at some point. I just think that he's going through right now. I agree. He hasn't played well recently. I think, but if you look at his numbers are not bad. Like, go do the deep dive in his numbers. Go look at his baseball savant. His numbers are not bad. They maybe are bad for the last 10 games, but his numbers overall, I don't think are bad.
Yeah, and the team's record's not bad, but over the last 11 games, they're awful.
Correct. I agree.
So it's a tale of two. It's a tale of two stories here. Yeah, you look it up and you say Manny's got a 760 OPS. At this point in time, he's not playing like that. And anyway, he should be playing better than that 760 OPS, but he's not playing like that right now. Just like the team isn't playing at a 17-11 clip right now. They're playing much worse than that right now. And a large part to do with it is the fact that Manny Machado has been slumping as bad as he has.
I think it's a part of it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's more than not having Jackson Merrill and Luis Ariz is my point.
Well, even if they don't have those guys, like, I still think, if Manny was producing and they were still losing, okay, I would understand what you're saying. Like, if they don't have, Jackson Merrill and Luis Ariz, and that makes it really difficult. Even when Manny's producing at the high clip or whatever he'd be doing, and it falls on shoulders like Oscar Gonzalez and Tirso Ornelas. But Manny's not doing that right now, so we don't know. And what we do know is Manny's slumping, and Manny's playing awful, and Xander's playing awful. And with those guys hitting 3-4 in your lineup, you're expected to produce. And
I've watched Manny for 5 full years. Other than the COVID year, there's not one year he hasn't gone through this exact same thing.
I know, and I've said it before too.
Right?
I'm not worried about Manny over the course of a season. Manny over the course of the season is going to put up his numbers, and he's going to have slumps like this.
But I'm saying this shouldn't be a surprise. This is who Manny's always been. He's had stretches like this throughout the course of his time in San Diego. Certainly, I just feel like maybe the expectations are a little too high with Manny. Like, Manny is
he's a Hall of Famer.
Manny at this point in his career is what type of offensive player in the National League? He's not a top 15 hitter in the National League when going right? Top 10? But he's not a top 3, right? Would you agree?
Not top 3, no.
Yeah. He's a good player when going right. I'm just saying to pretend like he's capable of being Shohei Ohtani 2024. Manny hasn't been that player as a Padre. He's had stretches where he's been really, really good. I mean, I could pull up his career numbers in San Diego. They're solid. They're very, very good. But outside of the 2020 COVID season, what was the year he finished second in MVP? 2022?
22?
I mean, his career OPS in San Diego, yeah, I mean, is 820. It's good. But I don't know if it's top 5 hitter in the sport good.
But I'm not saying he needs to be a top 5 hitter in the sport good. I'm saying he needs to be much better than what it is right now.
Yeah, over the last 11 games. I agree over the last 11 games, yes. Talon, thank you. Manny rarely comes through in clutch situations. Merrill, Tatis, the only ones. It's realistic. This team is effed. I don't think this team's effed. I really don't. I mean, listen, if they're effed, they're effed. I told you when they were 14-3, I didn't think they were that team either. I don't think they're effed. Maybe everyone here disagrees. This team's effed.
They're not effed. By the way, it's been longer than 11 games for Manny. I mean, Manny's been pretty bad for the last couple weeks.
Okay.
Like, really bad. It's got 271 on base percentage in the last 15 games. So, but they're not fucked. They aren't effed. They're only effed if if this lineup, the bottom of the lineup remains the bottom of the lineup for a long period of time, and Manny and Xander don't do shit, that's when they're effed, like they are right now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. I mean, yeah. Talent, thank you. Says players overachieved early, all coming to earth. Manny never been clutch. Crazy how bad current players are when you look to Crone to come save us. I mean, can't two things be true here? Like, I don't believe this. It's not that Manny's never been clutch. Maybe not in postseasons. Manny's been good. Manny's had 2020. He's had 2022. He had second half 2024. So it's not that he's never been clutch, but like, I guess we put a lot on Manny fairly. Makes $350 million. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if he's going to carry you all the time. Because how many times have we been critical of Manny Machado for not carrying them? More often than carrying them. Just saying, who is this player?
But he can do it though, right?
Of course he can do it. Of course he can. Absolutely.
Right.
But I mean, again, asking a player to do it consistently is not going to happen, unfortunately.
But when guys are down, that's when you need them the most. I'm not like if everyone's fully healthy and
who's protecting Manny?
I don't know.
I'm saying who bets behind him.
Yeah, Xander. It's all Xander's fault now.
It's all Manny's fault now because he's
Gavin Sheets is sitting behind Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, Gavin Sheets has been freaking good. Have you not sung his praises?
I have, but if you look at Gavin Sheets' numbers, he's fallen to earth very quickly.
That's fair, but Gavin Sheets has played pretty well. Fairly.
Gavin Sheets has nowhere near the career of Xander Bogaerts, correct?
Oh, not even close. But he's had the better season, has he not?
The better season, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, Xander's career ain't going to save him, unfortunately, and the opposing pitching staffs aren't scared of Xander's career. Where you are productions, thank you. He says the sky not falling, they will figure it out. However, if the organization is talking about having depth, they have to back it up. They haven't done that. We got to get healthy and play better. When we're not healthy, no excuses. I mean, I would say this from a depth perspective. Their pitching depth looks half decent so far.
So far, yeah. So far, their pitching depth's been good. But, you know, I do have some questions about Dylan Cease. I mean,
no doubt.
Like, I mean, dude, my guy, you got a 5.76 ERA in the first month of the season. Like, that's just not good enough.
No, he has really struggled. It's a concern. I mean, I figure he'll figure it out, but it's definitely been a concern.
I mean, you have 4 walks the other night. Your whip is at almost 1.7. I mean, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely surprising. I mean, that's not what we expected to start the year. I mean, Pavetta is way better than I expected to start the year. Cease has been way worse. King's been king. You know, Vasquez, Hart, we can have that conversation. Obviously, Hart's not here right now because they're going 4-man. Bullpen's still the bullpen, right? They still lead baseball in bullpen ERA.
I did take Cease over Snell ballpark, but guess what? Snell's never healthy, so of course I'd take Cease over Snell.
Right, Snell right now isn't even healthy. I mean, at their best, who would I take?
Probably like Snell.
It's probably an interesting question. Yeah, probably Snell. Snell's had more postseason success, probably, than Cease in his career.
Like infinitely more postseason success than Cease.
Yeah, I mean, Cease hasn't done anything. All right, let's get back to this conversation. Can you pull up your phone? We have a new partner here on SeatGeek. If you're looking to hit up a Padres game, let's say this upcoming series against the Giants, you can do it with our friends at SeatGeek. Maybe you want to go see San Diego FC this upcoming weekend. They're back at Snapdragon Stadium. Maybe you want to go to a concert or college football or college basketball this upcoming season. You can do so with our friends over at SeatGeek. By the way, they are MLB's official ticket marketplace. Your tickets are fully guaranteed, instantly fulfilled in your account after purchase. And listen to this. All right, this is for you guys on the wrap-up show. You can use promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Get $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. Your first order, use promo code PODSWRAP. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code PODSWRAP. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. And we thank our friends at SeatGeek for that.
Yeah, so SeatGeek is super easy to use. All you have to do right now is pull up the app, SeatGeek app. Each ticket's rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know where's a good deal and where's not a good deal. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee program. So use our promo code PODSWRAP for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with our promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP, as you see it there on the screen. So download the app right now and pick up some Padres tickets and go to Petco on Tuesday night because it's Tony Gwynn bobblehead night.
And it will be sold out, I'm sure. And they sold out this entire series. And I mean, maybe Tampa gets some credit. They've won 5 straight. They won a series in Arizona. Maybe they get some credit for their play this weekend as well, as hard as that is to envision. You saw the article from Bob Nightingale on Robert Suarez that they put him out in trade offers this offseason and got no offers from any of the other 29 teams. Not that they didn't talk to the other teams, but they were willing to move Suarez this offseason. Obviously, that turns out to be a pretty good decision not to move him, or thankfully they didn't get any offers because the guy has not allowed an earned run or a run, I don't think, to this point in the season. But clearly they were trying to free up money. We talked about this in the offseason. He makes over $10 million this year, but they were willing to move Robert Suarez, according to Bob Nightingale, this offseason. They didn't get any trade offers from the other 29 teams, maybe because he makes a lot of money.
Not surprising. He was like the only guy they could probably trade, and they didn't trade him. So thankfully they didn't trade him. He's been fantastic for them. Gave him a run today, but he's in a non-safe situation, and so he always gives up runs in non-safe situations.
At work, I guess.
Yeah, they have an off day tomorrow, so. But yeah, not surprising. Not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of this game, I mean, what's that?
No team wanted to pay for him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess as closers go, I mean, there's guys that make more, but I don't know. He was coming off maybe a rocky end to last year. He was good in the postseason, but a rocky end to the regular season. As far as this game goes, I mean, this was one of those rare games here recently where the Padres did score first. And they did have a lead, and they weren't shut out until a 7th inning, and they weren't riding a 30-inning scoreless streak. They still
had a lead for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then they tied it up. But again, Randy Vasquez is a 4th or 5th starter, obviously, and the bullpen can't overcome deficits, unfortunately, and they're just going through it, man, offensively. I mean, 5 total hits in the game. I don't know how many total hits they had in the series, but not a lot. 3 runs in a 3-game series, playing in front of these crazy crowds. I don't know what to say about it. Obviously, a series you look to put behind you, and we'll see what they can do against these Giants. But, I mean, I'm surprised with the result of this series as well as they had played at home. I mean, they were coming back to earth at home at some point. They weren't going to play at that 12-1 clip, let's be honest. They were going to lose the series at home at some point this year. Did I expect it to be Tampa? No, not necessarily. I really didn't. But I don't think it's anything to go crazy about. I mean, that's my 2 cents. I really don't. If I did, I'd go crazy about it because I've gone crazy about other things before. So if I truly believed there was something to go crazy over, I would. That's my personal opinion on it.
Their pitching is not the reason why they've gone 3-8 in their last 11. It's been nobody in this lineup has stepped up.
Correct.
And, even with the injuries, they still have pieces that should perform, and they're not performing, and that's the reason why they got swept this series. And I think if you have Manny Machado in your lineup, you should be better. So,
no, you've made that point. There's no doubt about it. Mova Globes. All right.
Well, he's like,
get 10% off Mova Globes with promo code PWS10. Promo code PWS10. Get 10% off Mova Globes. Pick up one of these bad boys. All 30 teams, including the Rays, by the way, and the Padres, and the other 28 teams. San Diego company. All right, this technology founded in North County, Cardiff by the Sea. They spin automatically with artificial or natural light. Pick these puppies up. Use promo code PWS10. Click the link in the description down below. Awesome gift idea. Perfect for the baseball fan in your life. Amazing, amazing keepsake. They've got other globes as well. Check them out. Click that link in the description down below.
Yep, click the link. Get a Mova Globe today for a desk, bookshelf, work, or just because you want to get a Mova Globe. Pick up a Mova Globe today. Use our promo code in the description below.
Well, do you think that they get a rise back on Tuesday. And do you think that makes any difference?
I hope so.
You hope they get him back, or
I hope they get him back, and I hope it makes a difference.
do you think they get Merrill back for the road trip?
I hope so.
Do you think that makes a difference?
I hope so, because
That's
if
kind of my
not,
thought.
then I don't know,
Season's
man.
over.
Season might be over if
that doesn't make a difference, and if they
Right.
keep hitting, 180s a team over every game remaining, then they're cooked.
Right. If Xander only has 5 RBI in the year and
They're cooked.
Manny has only
2 homers. If he finishes the year with 2 home runs, they're going to suck.
Be a problem. It's gonna be a big problem.
If he goes 11 for 53 from here on out, oh my gosh,
I know.
that'd be a huge problem.
Right, especially if he goes, the team goes 3-8 in every stretch of the
100%.
of the season.
They can't. They better not. I hope they don't freaking get swept in another series. I tell you that.
I know. It'd be a problem.
That's the last thing you're going to want to see.
Right. Yeah. If they get swept, they're just pack it up.
Pack it up, dude.
Don't even.
When they were 14-3, we should have been freaking writing thank you notes to the whole team. We should have just been.
I think we did.
I guess, man, because we have gone off the deep end on this losing streak. HBBBV, thank you. I don't know what this means.
I have no idea what that means either.
I don't know what that means.
Reggaeton rapper? No, I don't know.
I have no idea. I have no idea what that means. I mean, isn't it true that they're probably somewhere in between? That's my general point. Isn't it true they're not the team that started the year? And isn't it true that they're not going to be this team that we've watched over the last 4 days?
Yes, but I agree with that. I think
that's the truth, right?
Right. You are making me out like I am thinking the sky is falling, the season's over because Manny has sucked the last week plus and Xander doesn't do
No,
shit.
you're saying I'm excusing it away because they have injuries. I'm just telling you that's the reason that they're not playing like they played to start the year.
Yeah, but if Manny and Xander were playing better, don't you think they could have maybe, I don't know, overcome some of the injuries in the short term?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that if anyone came through in the clutch, I think that if freaking Tirso Ornelas homered in a 1-run game, it would have been just as impactful as Manny Machado homering in a 1-run game. And the thing on Xander is, no, I don't, because I don't count Xander as some piece that I'm counting on. I just don't. And just because guys are out, it's not like now I'm like, man, Xander, you got to come through now. He doesn't come through anyway. You said it. They win in spite of him.
Yeah, I don't expect Xander to come through at all anyway either. But when you're getting paid that much money, there are expectations there.
I agree with you. He has not lived up to expectations for 3 years, Jim. I spent Friday night killing Xander Bogaerts.
So did I.
So I'm certainly not excusing Xander Bogaerts. I'm just like a realist. I just not expecting him to help them win games, I guess.
I'm okay.
I think you probably feel the same way. But maybe not. I mean, he has 5 RBIs and 0 home runs in 28 games. I didn't think he was going to be the reason why they're going to win this series. I mean, I wish that was the case. I don't recall him ever single-handedly carrying them these 3 seasons. I don't recall that. Maybe he has. I'm sure there's a game or two, but
he hasn't. Manny has.
Manny absolutely has and will again.
Yeah, and there's no like big picture of what I'm talking about tonight. I'm talking about literally the last 11 games, Manny has sucked. And that's a real big reason why they're 3-8 in the last 11 games.
Absolutely.
And it would have been
nice. A reason.
It would have been nice if Manny, with the absence of so many players, stepped up, and he didn't.
Correct. I agree.
Okay.
I completely agree. Completely agree. Let's just get the underdog and get the F out of here. Because this is so pointless. Let's see here. All right, guys, use promo code PODSWRAP. Play at underdog. Play and win. Use promo code PODSWRAP. Get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a free gimme pick. Padres don't play on Monday, but there is NBA playoff action and Major League Baseball action. Couldn't be simpler or easier to win. Simple $10 wager. You can win up to 1,000 times your money in a single night just by choosing higher or lower. Couldn't be simpler. Couldn't be easier. You can play across all sports. You can combine sports. And again, you can win big money. Juan Soto tomorrow, higher than 1.5 total bases, maybe.
Lower. He sucks right now.
You could flex it as well, which means you don't have to get them all right. You can get 2 out of 3 right, for example, and you can still win. The more you put in your pick'em, the more you can win. Again, up to 1,000 times your money in a single night. Use promo code PODRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Click that link in the description down below.
Or scan the QR code above my head. Right here, use PODRAP as your promo code when you're signing up, PADSWRAP. When you sign up for Underdog Fantasy, use our promo code, non-negotiable, PODRAP, PADSWRAP.
Join us tomorrow on San Diego Sports 760, 2 p.m. Padres off day. Much more of this for 4 hours, though, not for 1. We'll do it for 4 hours. And then again on Tuesday for 4 more hours. And then again Tuesday night on the wrap-up show.
Oh, yay. I hope Manny gets a hit.
He did today, didn't he?
Let me rephrase that. I hope Manny gets a meaningful hit.
I hope you. I know you do. Clearly, you feel that way.
I hope Xander gets a hit
over a wall,
like over a wall, like at least one time in his this season. That'd be nice.